Over the years, pop culture has often depicted cocaine as a tool used by powerful businessmen, high-class celebrities, and the social elite to either stay on top of their game or to let loose after another successful day. However, the truth is cocaine is a powerful stimulant, highly addictive, and according to most recent studies, the most common drug of abuse resulting in hospital treatment. Cocaine is derived from the leaves of the coca plant, which is native to South America. For thousands of years, the people in that region have chewed and ingested the leaves for medicinal effects. Even in today's medical community, cocaine is used as a topical anesthetic and in surgical procedures involving the upper respiratory system. On the street, cocaine, also referred to as coke, blow, flake, and snow, is usually sold as white crystalline powder. This powder is often diluted or cut with additional fillers like sugar to increase a dealer's profits. In this form, it can either be snorted, ingested, or dissolved in water, creating a solution that is then injected. Cocaine can also be cooked and turned into crack, which is then broken into small rocks and smoked. No matter how this substance is used, cocaine initially causes euphoria and increased alertness, but also leads to restlessness, irritability, and paranoia. It not only increases a person's blood pressure and heart rate, but also exposes a user to a greater risk of heart attack and stroke. It can also temporarily decrease the need for food and sleep. Some people find that cocaine helps them perform simple tasks more quickly, while others experience the exact opposite effect. As a drug of abuse, cocaine is a strong central nervous system stimulant that directly affects the brain. It alters mood, emotions, and behaviors by changing the chemistry in the brain and, in turn, a person's perceptions of the world around them. Cocaine increases the levels of neurotransmitters, or feel-good chemicals in the brain. These chemicals, such as dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin, are naturally produced to help maintain a healthy and balanced state of mind. However, a person's use of cocaine elevates the levels of these chemical messengers by blocking the natural absorption and thereby flooding the system. When reuptake is prevented, it creates an overabundance of messengers in the synaptic cleft, the space between the neurons. This buildup of dopamine and other neurotransmitters is what results in the intense euphoric effects that characterize cocaine use. How long intoxication lasts depends on how the cocaine is consumed. The quicker the cocaine is absorbed into the system, the shorter the duration of the effect. When snorting cocaine, the effects may last 15 to 30 minutes. When smoking crack cocaine, the effects might only last 5 to 10 minutes, but begin within seconds and be more intense. Over time, consistent use of cocaine will result in needing more and more of the drug to reach the same effects or length of intoxication. This is known as building a tolerance to the substance. Both powder and crack cocaine can lead to numerous long-term health issues. In the short term, some of the physiological effects include constricted blood vessels, dilated pupils, increased temperature, increased heart rate, and increased blood pressure. Using larger amounts of the drug can intensify the effect, but also lead to strange, erratic, and sometimes violent behavior. Heavy use may also result in tremors, vertigo, muscle twitches, paranoia, and even a toxic reaction, not unlike amphetamine poisoning. Others report feelings of restlessness, irritability, anxiety, and depression. And unfortunately, on rare occasions, sudden death can occur, even on the first use. Deaths associated with cocaine are often a result of cardiac or respiratory arrest and even seizures. The long-term effects of cocaine use include addiction, irritability and rapid mood changes, restlessness, paranoia, auditory hallucinations, and depression. Unfortunately, for some people, these effects in the brain may become permanent.
The way cocaine works on your brain is we have a neurotransmitter called dopamine, and it releases quite a bit of dopamine into the brain, far more than what the brain can handle on a normal basis. And when we do this over long periods of time, we develop what's called a tolerance, and it really ruins what we call the baseline dopamine levels in the brain. So then when somebody stops taking cocaine, it takes a really long time to get back to those base level dopamine. It can cause people to no longer feel sort of the joy that they're looking for, or the excitement or the exhilaration that we're looking for, because dopamine is one of the neurotransmitters that help us feel good. Dopamine actually is something that we get when a reward that we received is better than we expected. So dopamine levels in the brain are based actually on our expectation of what we're going to get, and then getting more. And when those baseline levels are thrown off by cocaine use, it can take a really long time to get back to being able to experience that type of sensation from everyday life.
Today, the landscape of cocaine in America is constantly changing. Record levels of coca cultivation and cocaine production in South America has led to an increase of availability, which in turn leads to lower average prices on the street and higher use across the country. At the same time, cocaine-related overdose deaths are on the rise, which in part can be attributed to the opioid crisis. The increased use of the synthetic opioid fentanyl has run directly into cocaine resurgence, with deadly ramifications. Whether intentionally cut with fentanyl or inadvertently contaminated, many people are unaware of the presence of the deadly opioid that can kill them with as little as a 1 milligram dose. Cocaine has been portrayed as a prestige drug, but it continues to wreak havoc in the lives of millions from every socioeconomic setting. Cocaine and its derivatives boost the brain's natural system for feeling good, but also have serious short and long-term consequences that can even be deadly. Cocaine use can lead to a destructive cycle for people's minds, bodies, and relationships with loved ones, but hope is always available for those who reach out for help. Studies show that with abstinence and time, many of these effects can be reversed or reduced.